Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man Drutube, and I'm back at you again with another video. Let's get right into it. Non-stop success is on its way to you at this very moment. All the hard times were meant to bring you to this point. Get ready to live. Get ready to live the life that you always wanted because you did not allow hard times, negative people, bad experiences to shape your reality any more than what it already did. Pat yourself on the back. You didn't allow those negative things that happened to you to take over your life, to take control of your mind, to turn your story into a victim story, to turn your reality into a victim reality, to turn your life into the life of a victim. You chose to still look at yourself in a way to where now nonstop success is going to be on its way to you. You didn't allow people who wanted to steal your joy, to steal your peace, to steal your happiness, to steal the very thing of you that made you away from you. So now nonstop success is about to be knocking at your door. All right. Success is waiting for you. Wealth is waiting for you. All the things that you've been working towards are now coming towards you. When you work towards something, it's going to work its way towards you. Those hard times were temporary. Those tough people, those difficult people with their nasty attitude, they were most definitely temporary. As you laugh and giggle and smile at the remembrance of them, they didn't exist. They never existed. They never mattered as much as you originally might have thought they did. They never existed in the grand scheme of things. Look at where you are now, in a better environment, around better people, more peace coming into your life. Those people who wanted to make things hard for you, those people who wanted to make things difficult for you, were just a roadblock, were just a mountain you had to climb, were just an obstacle you had to get over, because now nonstop success is on its way to you. You didn't allow those negative circumstances to shape your reality, to cause you to think otherwise, to make you second guess yourself, to make you think that it couldn't be possible. All right. All those moments, all those times, all those situations you had to go through, they built you up so that way you can accept and have and truly appreciate what it is you have right now, where you're at right now, all the success that has entered into your life right now is meant for you. You deserve it. You are worth it. And on top of that, you have more coming to you, more on the way. God is generous. God wants you to live in abundance. God is generous and God wants you to live in abundance. All right. John 10:10. I have came that you shall have life and live it more abundantly. You were meant to live in abundance. So the fact that you were meant to live in abundance means that you weren't meant to just have a little bit. As my palm is itching as I'm making this video, you weren't meant to have a little bit. I know there are people who are humble. I know there are people who are modest. I know God says that you are supposed to be humble, but that doesn't mean that you are not supposed to have abundance. You are supposed to be humble with your abundance. Are you supposed to be abundantly vain and just rubbing it in people's faces and I'm abundant, I'm abundant? No. But you are supposed to know these things within yourself, repeat these things to yourself, reshape your mindset, reframe how you view your life from maybe a point of view to that's less helpful to you to one that's more beneficial to you. People will look at themselves a certain way because of where they're at currently or what they have or what they see for themselves. And what they fail to realize is that your belief is going to be multiplied back to you. That's basically like saying that when you how you see yourself in your mind is like a reflect is basically reflecting back to God. It's reflecting back to the universe. It's reflecting back to your personality, your idea about yourself. um how you view yourself inwardly is how you're going to see yourself outwardly. Like how you view yourself inwardly is the version of you that you're going to be projecting to the world around you, the universe, God. So when you multiply a successful version of yourself back to yourself, then that's what you're going to get. You're going to get that successful version of you. You're going to get that prosperous version of you. You're going to have a better feeling about yourself because you have a better idea about yourself. All right. I could feel how I'm looking at myself change right now. I could feel my cells, atoms, all those things changing right now. How you view yourself has plays a big part in your life experience. So if you are looking at yourself as poverty stricken, as someone that can't be successful, as someone that can't make it, right, then you're scaring success away from you. You're pulling your success away from you in the opposite direction. All right. Those hard moments were to build your self-esteem. Those hard moments were to build your confidence, your courage in yourself. Those hard moments were to lead you to a faith in yourself, a faith in God, and vice versa, a faith in God, which would eventually lead you to a faith in yourself. There's only so much belief you can have in God before you're supposed to before you can before you can't help but believe in yourself, because all that belief in God, eventually you'll realize that it has to be transferred down into you for you to be able to make things happen, for you to be able to follow your dreams, for you to be able to live the life that God put you here to live. Your faith, your belief, your trust in him has to be transferred back down to you. All right. And how you do that is you have to have the proper vision of yourself, because what you believe about yourself is going to be multiplied back to you. How you view yourself in your mind, you might as well hold up a mirror. How you view yourself with your thoughts, how you think about yourself, how you speak about yourself, you might as well hold up a mirror, because that's the image that's going to be reflected back to your subconscious mind, which is going to create you to live in that reality which you see yourself in. So if you are multiplying the vision of yourself back to yourself as a rich person, you see yourself, well, you know how you'd want to look, shades on, the type of dimensions you would like to look like, your body shape, all that, the car you drive, the amount of money you'd like to have. If you can see yourself as that person who's living the life that they want, and you reflect that image back to yourself using the imagery in your mind, it's going to be created for you. And like it's going to be created for you with ways that are past your finding out. Like opportunities will start to come to you. um Things will start to present themselves to you, all based off this one principle of you multiplying your belief of yourself back to yourself. So if you believe that things are possible, if you believe that you could be successful, you could be rich, you could be prosperous, that image of yourself is being multiplied back to you. If you see yourself having to drive the same car, work the same job, live in the same environment, or if you have any kind of problems and you see those problems being more real to you than the reality that you want to create for yourself, you're going to be multiplying a reality for yourself to have more problems, and for more problems to come into your life, which is going to be more weight on you, which is going to be more issues, more things to hold you down, more things to keep you stuck in the matrix, keep you stuck where you're currently at. This is why people will spend years not elevating. People will spend years not becoming successful. All right. But this is why nonstop success is on its way to you. All right. All those at this very moment, I mean, right now, nonstop success is knock, knock, knock at your door is coming to you at this very moment. All right. All those hard times were meant to bring you to this point. All right. You have to realize that when you're having difficult times, you don't let yourself be destroyed by these times. You don't allow what's happening around you to control how you view yourself. And for some of us, it may be more difficult than for us to do that than others, just because of what we are going through, or what we went through, or where we see ourselves, or our mental conditioning about ourselves. But it's still possible. It just is going to take more focus. It's going to take more mind power. It's going to take more energy for you to put into yourself to actually create and sustain. All right, not only to create the image of yourself that you would like to be, but to sustain it and to actually believe in it. All right, some of us have been worn down through like a Chinese torture of the mind. It's like people will just destroy your mind and tell you certain things and play certain games and make certain jokes for you to not believe in yourself. And being around that for so long will condition your mind to thinking that you're just a regular average person that can't do much for themselves. But you have to be able to see the opposite. All right. You have to be able to see more for yourself. You have to be able to reflect the image that you can believe in back to yourself. All right. And a lot of people's success for them is far fetched. They can't see themselves living in a bigger home than they currently have. They can't see themselves driving their dream car, which is opposite of the car they currently drive. They can't see themselves having their dream job, which is opposite of the work or the career or the profession that they're currently in. And all it takes is you multiplying your beliefs back to you, because whatever you believe in, regardless of your awareness of that, is being multiplied back to you as well. So if you are the kind of person that chooses to not believe in this and just continue to go and live their regular everyday life, that's all you're going to get. It may be something you're content with, it may be something you're happy with, and if that is the case, kudos, blessings to you. I'm happy for you, I'm proud of you. But for those of us who want more, for those of us who are happy with our lives, but would be satisfied if we were more fulfilled, all right, we're grateful. We're happy for what we currently have, but we realize that God put us here to live in abundance. We realize that God put us here to be rich. We realize that God put us here to be successful and to accomplish goals and to achieve and to have achievements and to become as successful as we want to become. Some of us, we see a never-ending surplus, a never-ending good, a never-ending infinite amount of wealth and money and happiness and joy and peace and success flowing into our life, because we realize that we're children of God and He wants the best for us. All right, we realize that it's a never-ending, infinite amount of resources that we have access to through our divine inheritance. And when you believe in God, you put Him first in your life, and you sanction and believe and multiply that belief and imagery of yourself as a child of God back to God and to you, it's a wrap. Um, you're going to be like your cup is going to be running over. And that's the God that we believe in, that we were meant to lie down in green pastures we shall not want, because the Lord is our shepherd. And what that means is, the Lord being our shepherd, the law is your shepherd. The laws that govern the power of your subconscious mind are your shepherd. They're supposed to guide you. Your thoughts, your self imagery, the things you tell yourself, the laws of your mind are there and set in place to guide you and bring you to those green pastures for you to lay in, so you shall not want. A green pasture is just a representation of an immense amount of wealth, of health, of success, prosperity. Your cup running over, that has multiple meanings. All right, your cup running over is your aura. When you look at a person, if you ever seen the picture of the person standing there with it's also been represented with an apple. You look at they'll put an apple next to this picture as well. You'll see the person's energy. You'll see energy coming off the left of them, energy coming off the right of them, and it'll take the shape of like two circles almost, which kind of, when they put it next to a person, and they put those circles on a person to show the energy coming off of them. It also kind of like looks like an apple, so they'll put an apple there and show how basically just to show that like certain patterns and certain sequences are being used over and over again with man, with nature, with the universe. You could look at man and see the same things you see in nature. You could look at man and nature and look out into the universe and see the same things that make up man and nature. So with that being said, God does things according to pattern, and the pattern that we're supposed to be doing things according to is God's pattern. And when you look at nature, when you look at the universe, when you look out into the wilderness and things like that, you will see abundance. You will see God's generosity. All right. So you have to view God the same way when it comes to you and your life. Not only is he, and this is the meaning behind how are we different from the birds. God's generous to all his creatures, so he's going to be especially generous to us as his children. All right, if God is generous to his creatures, he's definitely going to be generous to his other creations, especially his children. All right, so nonstop success is on its way to you now. Multiply the vision of yourself that you would wish to be back to yourself. That means when you're going through a struggle, when you're going through a hard time, when you have something that you're going through that is throwing your mind for a loop, or making you feel like you're going crazy, or making you feel like this is the end all be all and there's nothing else that you can see happening to yourself, for yourself, you need to delete that problem out of your mind. And I know that problem is very real. I know that problem exists on the physical plane. I know you can't, make your life be different and make that problem not exist. But the one thing you can do is make that problem dissipate, make that problem fade away by seeing yourself as the one who has no problems. And that's the true meaning behind that short that I put out. The divine mind has no problem. All right. The divine mind has no problem when you realize that your cup runneth over, when you realize that the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. When you realize that the Lord is an ancient word for law and your mind is governed by laws. All right. The state, right, is governed by laws. Your mental state is governed by universal laws, God's law. So when you allow your mind to be governed by universal law and you understand these laws and practice them and study them, and then you will, your mind will be guided to allow you to live the life you're supposed to in abundance, to not want to be led to lie down in green pastures. All right, to be led straight to having nonstop success. All right, be on its way to you at this very moment, knocking on your door, knocking on the mental door. All right, you hear success knocking, let him in. He said, "You hear me knocking? Let me in." All right, you hear success knocking, let it in. This is your wake up call. This is your reminder. All right, this is your alarm clock for those who have been asleep to this information I'm presenting to you right at this moment. You are here to live life more abundantly. All right. Your cup runs over. That means that you have infinite success, infinite money, infinite wealth, infinite health, infinite ideas coming to you for you to become rich, successful, happy, prosperous, all that. And when you put yourself closer to becoming wealthy and happier and healthier, you're going to be able to serve God that much more when all your needs can be met. See yourself as the one whose needs are always met continuously, who can serve God the way that they want. Not only serve God the way that they want, excuse me, but the way that they're supposed to. You could serve God the way that God wants you to serve him. All right. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be serving God the way he wants you to serve him. And the only way you can serve God the way he wants you to serve him is to make yourself rich. The best way you can help people and serve humanity is to make yourself rich. Whether you make yourself rich with physical paper dollars or you make yourself rich with information to spread and share, which will in tune make you rich with physical paper dollars. But nonstop success is on its way to you at this very moment. All right. The hard times were to bring you to this point. So back to what I'm saying. Instead of allowing hard times, difficult times, tough people you have to deal with, people you don't like, take over the power of your mind, and allow all your mental energy to go to that. All right, where your attention goes, energy flows. Where your energy flows, your power goes. All right, so it's time to move that power back to the powerhouse, which is you. And it's time to reflect the right images to the universe, to God, and then back to yourself as well. So that way you can get the life that you are supposed to have, the life that you're supposed to be living, the life that you're worthy and deserving of. You don't allow those issues and those problems to take control of your mind, to inhabit your mind. All right, because they're ruthless inhabitants. All right, negative ideas, disbelief, thinking that the world is over. What you have to stop doing is catastrophizing, even though things look catastrophic. You have to stop catastrophizing, even though things look catastrophic. You're being, I know this may be harsh and rough, but you're being petty with yourself because things aren't immediately going your way. All right. You're listening to someone who has gone through this and has figured out what you need to do with your mind through my studies and through my research of the greats that are also in this certain realm of study. I have realized certain things, and I've been able to put some things together. And what I've been able to put together from my studies and my research is that you have to not be petty with yourself, and you have to not be immature with yourself, because it's the child in you. You have to, even though you're grown and you're an adult, you still have your inner child, and you have to condition your inner child to be mature enough to be able to view good still being possible for you. All right, maybe you have conditioned your inner child to that when things don't go your way, you get upset. It's the, like, basically what people are don't realize they're doing is they're throwing an adult life temper tantrum when they don't get their way. And unfortunately, that's just the way life is. It may be something out of your control. It may be out of your hands. It may be their fault. It may be something someone else is doing. They may be out to get you. They may hate your guts and not want to see you wake up another day ever again. But the thing you have to do is you have to still, like, picture yourself, picture a person in hell. All right, but the person doesn't is not allowing them, like, how about we put it this way so I don't scare nobody or confuse anyone. Picture yourself in hell, all right, which would be the worst possible condition that you could see yourself in. And this is, but see a person calling heaven down. All right, this is what it means to call heaven down in the midst of the worst conditions for you. All right, of course, there's heartache. Of course, there's loss. Of course, there's opportunities that go sour and things that go bad, things that don't work out the way we want them to. If you allow those things to take over your spirit and make you upset and make you think that all is lost, and you start to catastrophize the catastrophe, right? What that's going to do is keep you mentally present there, which is going to keep you physically there, your atoms there, your cells there, your vibration there, and then the negative reality of what's taking place. And I'm not trying to get you to be like, oh, well, that's not happening, even though it's happening right before your face. It's not what I'm trying to get you to do. What I'm trying to get you to do is mentally override what's happening and focus on what you want. And this is why people tell you to not focus on what you don't want and to put all the power of your mind on what you want. Because where your energy goes, attention flows, and where your attention flows, your power goes. And a lot of people don't realize it, but they're putting all this power into all these bad situations, which are keeping them concurrent in their life, keeping them to keep happening in their life, and they're not breaking these negative cycles. They're not breaking these generational curses because they're not allowing to see themselves any other way than as someone who has problems, someone who can't get over problems, someone who can't deal with issues. And it takes a lot of focus, and it takes a lot of mental energy and a lot of mental power. But all you have to do is be able to, like, visualize, see, make out in your mind an image of yourself as overcoming all the issues that you have right now. and that image will be reflected back to you. That life will be reflected back to you for as a life that you actually live in. Things will slowly start to change and take place for it to happen. And that's the meaning behind God's ways are past finding out. If you draw nigh to him, he'll draw nigh to you. If you see yourself as the image that you're supposed to be, that image that you see yourself, you will actually be that, because that's what you're communicating to God as the way you see yourself. And then the way you see yourself that you communicate to God, he's going to in turn see you that way. It's a making power. It's a substance. It's the universe. It's God. It's all has to do with him. All right. It all has to do with your self imagery. It all has to do with your idea about who you are and what you see for yourself and how you feel about yourself. And once you start to get all these things in line, once you start to line all these things up, well, I see myself this way. I feel myself this way. I talk about myself this way. I think about myself this way. And truly, that, like that right there is the epitome of having all your ducks in a row. All right. Because whether people will admit it or not, they may have all their ducks in a row physically, like I got this right, I got this physically right, I got this physically right. But on another level, they're still seeing themselves a certain way. And the reason why a lot of us may have had difficulty doing that is because we didn't see ourselves within a good light. We didn't see ourselves as being able to do certain things. We just went to try and do it, may have had the wrong idea about ourselves, and that brought the reality of failure into our life. Because sooner or later, if you see something for yourself, regardless of all the fails, you're going to have a success. And this is why nonstop success is on its way to you at this very moment, because those hard times did not stop you from seeing yourself as someone who can win, who can become successful, who can have the life that they know they're worthy of and deserving of. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button, smash the share button. I'll see you in the next one. We said a lot in this video. If you need to rewind it, watch it over and over again, take notes, I would definitely do that, because what I suggest, this is one of those videos that you put on repeat and you play and play and play over and over again until all the information sinks in and you feel different about yourself. You could play this on a day where you're not feeling good, where you're not feeling positive, where something bad happens, where you think it's the end of the world and you don't think anything good can come from it. Well, guess what? You have the power in your mind to change that. And that's the meaning behind with Christ consciousness, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. With the Lord, all things are possible. With the laws that govern your subconscious mind, God's laws, all things are possible. All right. One of the greatest sins known to man is not having the right idea about yourself, not having the right vision, the right mindset, all right, not having the right belief about who you are. And that's what the whole, when the Bible, when they're talking about being in the pig pen, somebody was in the pig pen or something like that. It's when you're in it's when you're in the wrong state of mind and you have a lowly idea about yourself, a bad idea about yourself. And that's not something that you have to have. You can change that. You can fix that whenever you want. And that's the true meaning behind God is good all the time. You can make yourself good, feel good all the time, because you are in control of your mind. You're in control of your thoughts. You're in control of what you tell yourself. You're in control of how you see yourself. You're in control of how you feel about yourself. You can even program yourself to feel differently about yourself. You could start off, wake up out of bed feeling like crap. You could be about to go to sleep, had a horrible day and feel like crap. These are the pivotal moments that if you were to do this practice that I've given you in this video, it will change your life for the better. And you'll really start to have that version of yourself, how you see yourself, being multiplied and magnified back to you. Because how you see yourself is the way God's going to see you. So you might as well see yourself the way God sees you. God sees you as abundant. God sees you as infinite. God sees you as lying down in a green pasture. God sees you as your cup running over. That's the God you serve. You serve a generous God. You serve a God that loves his children. All right. You serve a God that wants you to have many blessings. All right. So I'd like to thank you again. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, love, and light. We out.